Welcome to Gigged. This is the instructional video for setting up your Gigged account as a Gigged user. You've already created your opening account by using your email address and setting up your password. The first area you've come to is your terms and conditions. Just a note, please be aware that as I narrate the components of the terms and conditions, I'm doing so as if the potential user, the app user, is reviewing and reading the document representing themselves. This is only for narration and instructional purposes as I review the terms and conditions. This first section here is the main part of the terms and conditions. When you've read those, go through there, and these next sections here, you'll indicate that you have read and understood those. I've read, understood, and agree to be bound by the Gigged terms and conditions. By clicking the button, I confirm my acceptance of these terms and the contractual agreement with Gigged. I understand and acknowledge that the workers using the Gigged app are considered legal and true subcontractors for all services provided on contracts awarded through the Gigged system. I recognize that the workers are independent service providers and are not employees of Gigged or any of the contractors whose projects they may perform work on. I understand and agree that Gigged is a marketplace app connecting contractors and workers, and Gigged does not employ workers directly. I acknowledge that I am responsible for maintaining the necessary licenses, insurance, and certifications required for contractors by the state in which I plan to conduct business for the duration of any contract that I post through the Gigged app. I agree to and understand that any working relationship created through the Gigged app must hold true to federal and state contractor, subcontractor definitions, laws, rules, and tests. I also agree to and understand that no contract that I post may determine a worker's hours, when he or she works, the specifics of how that work is performed, or any other expectation or requirement that violates a true and legal contractor-subcontractor relationship. I acknowledge that any communication, negotiation, or transaction for services offered through the Gigged app should be conducted solely within the app's designated channels. I understand that Gigged may collect and use certain personal information as outlined in the privacy policy, and I consent to the collection and processing of such data. I understand that Gigged may collect and use certain personal information as outlined in the privacy policy, and I consent to the collection and processing of such data. I affirm that all documents, certifications, and information provided during the onboarding process are true, accurate, and up to date. I agree to abide by the Code of Conduct and community guidelines set forth by Gigged, promoting a professional and respectful environment for all users. I acknowledge that Gigged may suspend or terminate my account if I violate the terms and conditions or engage in fraudulent or abusive behavior. I understand that Gigged does not guarantee the availability or allocation of workers, and that, regardless of the complexity or specialty required by the contract, Gigged does not guarantee that the workers available will have the licenses or insurances specific for my needs. At this point, if you're ready to continue, you would click Agree and Continue. If you're not ready to proceed, you can click Not Ready and sign out and come back for later. At this point, it will save your email and your password, so you'll be able to sign in and continue at this process here. We will agree and continue. Now that you've filled out your terms and conditions and proceeded here, this is your personal information and business information page. You'll be able to put in your personal information, picture of that handsome guy or gal, your personal information here, name, address, phone number for your contact information. This will all show up when you enter into contract information and your marketing, so you want to have that handy. This will be your company information. If you have a logo, you can input it here. This area here indicates what type of specialty license or what your businesses focus on. You can add as many of those targeted trades as you like. Name and address of your business, email, where to get in contact with you. Your EIN number is fairly straightforward. This is where you go to get that if you need to apply and get a new one. I suggest at that point you sign out and come back later. But for the purposes here, we'll just put in a blank one and come back for the next section. Now that you've filled out your terms and conditions, your personal information and your business information, the last part is filling out your required documentation and uploading that information. Your trade license, your business license, and your business insurance, as well as your workers' comp information, whether it's a waiver or a workers' comp policy. Once all that information has been uploaded and verified, we're able to proceed. You'll receive an email saying that your account is now open and available for trade. You'll be able to receive and see bids information and post bids and contracts and be able to use the app as it's designed. We've already uploaded. I'll show you what the next step is. It takes us into the banking information. This is Plaid. Plaid and Stripe work together. One is the banking interaction and one is the actual money transfer connection. You go in here and connect to your account. If you want to back out, you can go not now, log out. This is already hooked up with Gig, so any transactions you do between you and the contractor subcontractor will be processed directly in between you and those that you're contracting with. You connect here, says some basic information. We've found that those are two of the best ones to interact in the construction business. You'll find your institution in here, whoever you bank with, and it'll take you through those steps to be able to set that up. If you have any questions during this process, please refer to the information. You can reach out and contact us at info@gigdapp.com. That's info@gigdapp.com. And that's it. Get ready to do some business. Now that you've filled out your account, built part of your profile, downloaded all your documentation, now you need to set up your Plaid and Stripe account to be able to set up your bank so you can transact all your contracts and information. This is set up pretty automated. You go into Plaid here, you'll be able to connect an account. At this point here, that'll take some personal information from your banking, but at this point we're going to leave that up to you. That'll interact with Gigged. You'll be able to connect with whatever your bank is. Over 12,000 institutions. We'll go to Chase account banking numbers. If you go in and use the ACH, there is a small transaction fee. We find that is the best and quickest way to transfer money in and out for your contracts. If you have any questions from here, please reach out to us. Email is info@gigdapp.com. That's info@gigdapp.com, where you can reach out to us through our internet website if you have any questions. Thanks so much.